Guys, have you heard? Guess what?
What?
Thank you. Shannon Sharp, has hinted that he's going to have Cat Williams back on the show to do more apocalypse talking. Have you heard this?
Predictions?
Yeah, he's going to say more things. Yeah.
What, at the end of the year or the beginning of 2025?
End of the year. I think he's going to do a wrap-up to celebrate their year of annihilation.
I don't want to hear from Cat Williams again. I'm sorry. This year has been traumatic. Yeah, it's been traumatic.
Well, basically, Cat was interviewed at New York Magazine's Vulture Festival, and he hinted that he didn't even give all the tea that he could have. He was holding back.
Of course.
So he's got more to say. He's about to slam down. And then Shannon said on his podcast that he's potentially going to get him back on.
Someone's about to have 99 problems.
Who do you think? Oh.
No!
Who do you think Cat has got tea on? Round the room, quickly.
Drake.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, go on
What's
then.
yours?
I just said someone's about to have 99 problems.
Okay, Jay-Z, who do you think?
You know, I don't even want to get involved in this. I'm already traumatized for the first conversation.
Right.
I'm not even...
Who else has he got tea on? I think Oprah.
I was going to say Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Tyler Perry, the double duo.
Oh, Tyler Perry. No, but maybe Tyler.
Yeah, so you take Oprah, I say so let's see. We shall see. Other things that just crossed my radar. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good are engaged. Are we happy?
I'm not sad.
Yeah, that part. I'm not sad.
I'm jubilant. No, I don't care. I really don't care at all.
That part.
No feedback?
I'm not getting involved.
Just checking.
You know what it is, I'm just the type that always just tell my wife to get off the phone and stop watching that trash.
Oh, really? Like, stay out of folks' business. Or other people's business. I hear you.
But do you think, because people are saying in the streets, that is, they have a contract, they've renewed the contract, and it's got more clauses. That's what people are saying. She got a promotion.
Like, really, you know, when it came out that they weren't going to be together, like that was like a soft launch, and then people were like, "Yay!" and I was like, "No." So the temperature isn't quite right yet for Jonathan Majors, so we got to step it up again. Let's do an engagement. I think they're going to do an engagement. She's going to have a child. Then they're going to get married. Their marriage will last 2.5 years, and then they'll have a divorce. So she's extended the contract for 5 years.
So Nana, you think she's going to have a child?
Yeah, out of wedlock.
Her contract.
No, they'll get married and
first.
But you think the child is part of the contract?
Yes, because then she's going to have like money for the rest of her days.
But she doesn't want kids, apparently, allegedly. That's what she says.
Let's see. Let's see if my little
as part of the contract, she'll have a child.
A child, yeah.
Okay. Certify.
I'm always a bit sceptical about when people say that stuff. Like,
but the thing,
bring a being into the world.
But the thing is, when you look at shows, I'm not saying this is them, but when you look at shows like Love and Hip Hop and Safari and Erica Mena, for example, do you know what I mean?
He's a hot mess.
I mean, but like, do you know what I mean? They may have been crafted together and have actual children and their whole life. Do you know what I mean? For the sake of it, some could argue for the sake of a show. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm just watching this space. I mean, I'm not overly invested. However, it was an interesting turn of events. I didn't think marriage was on the cards just so soon.
I just always find it funny when they get interviewed on the red carpet together. Like, you know, like, what does she say? He said, "Oh, I feel best when I'm closest to her."
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, "Yeah, well, God first."
Yeah. yeah.
And then she was like, and then obviously.
And then us.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But, you know, she's happy. Crack on.
Another thing I'd like to discuss. The lady who runs Know Your Caribbean platform has said, let's normalise calling white people immigrants and not expats.
I hope.
White immigrants!
Wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly
I'm involved
agree.
in this conversation.
I second that motion.
I third that emotion.
I actually call them immigrants in Ghana.
Yeah.
100.
Because why do they get called expats? It's because of the connotation behind immigration. They don't want to be known as immigrants, but you lot are immigrants. If
100.
you're somewhere else, you are a bunch of immigrants.
Yeah.
And I am here for normalising white immigrants.
How do you change it though? Like, okay, so we call them immigrants, but how do we change it? How do we actually embed that so that they don't have the title of expat?
To be honest, it's the wrong place to focus our energy. If we're being honest, it's coming from a dark place, coming from a place of pain, right? And there's no healing in that kind of energy. But I get it, because I call them immigrants just to make a point to them. They're so shocked when I say that, and then I kind of bring them into a more positive conversation where they can understand how they've always seen us outside of Africa. Then they start to kind of understand and feel like a minority, and start to feel, because usually when white people are in Africa, they get a lot of privileges as well. They get to skip queues because you know the locals sometimes are kind of, because of the way we were brought up, you know, anybody with a lighter hue, we tend to give them more respect. But I have to give it to Ghana, actually. Ghana don't play right now. Like, you can't skip a queue in Ghana regardless of where you're from, unless you go to their villages. So Ghana's definitely progressed in that sense. But places like, not Rwanda, Uganda, places like South Africa, oh my God. Oh my God, it's crazy there. Equatorial Guinea, I know it's been in the news, but places like, and I don't blame Liberia. I don't blame them, because a lot of times when you do see the white people, they have managerial positions, and the black people are the ones who are working, and these are our countries. So there's a massive imbalance in even where white people are positioned. I actually love Fiona, you know. So Fiona's actually on the board of our app, School of New Africa, SONA. She's a very powerful voice that I guess I'm always inspired by her passion for her people. So it's very important that we had her representing the Caribbean and obviously the women as well. So she's actually a part of helping us put the curriculum together. No, she's amazing.
She's amazing, of course.
She's amazing. So big up Fiona Compton. We love you.
Founder of Know Your Caribbean.
Oh, she's an FC.
Fiona Compton.
And on that note, welcome to Your Aunties Could Never. I'm Auntie AK, the auntie of all aunties, and I'm here with...
I'm Farrah, your resident Caribbean queen.
I'm Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
And I'm all things sugar and shade, Sade.
Hey! And in the house, we have with us the African king, the Prince of Ghana, the Azonto Don. Don Dada. Mr. Fuse ODG.
Thank you for showing us amount of love for our guy, Mr. Fuse ODG.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
I love your outfit. It's very nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, big shout out to my tailor in Ghana, Junior.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Sign up to our YouTube membership. Guess how much it costs?
$1.99.
It's just $1.99.
Cheaper than a bag of chips.
All right, darling.
I know. Also, what you must do is...
boop the like button, 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 boop the like button.
Do it now.
Also, when you're listening on Apple or Spotify or any other airwaves, please leave some comments, positive ones, please. Otherwise...
Yeah, just give us 5 stars or just return to sender because we don't want it, okay?
All right, guys. And we have a Christmas party. When is it?
It's on the 1st of the month.
That is 1st of December. Where's it going to be?
At Market House, Brixton.
From what time?
2 to 8 p.m.
What can we expect? Fun. We're going to have a bit of our show. We're going to have karaoke. We're going to have dancing. Lots of dancing. Yes. And an even bigger announcement. These 2 girls are doing something special.
Yes.
I'm really like, what are you
talking about?
Yeah. Hello.
We are.
That's why they're dressed like a French resistance.
You are going to do something very special.
For real. We are going to be opening up for Kempire, and he has his After Dark show in London, and Labrish Girls.
On the 8th of December at Neon in Piccadilly. Okay, so get your tickets. There's going to be a link in the description. Get your tickets now.
What
Okay.
are we going to have from the Labrish Girls? That's so exciting. What? I'm asking.
Well, it's going to be all things reality.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go there and smile.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a surprise. But it's going to be fun. So get your tickets.
Will I win the prize?
No, you're not allowed to play.
You can't play the game.
You can't.
Definitely won't win it.
You absolutely cannot. Look at your face. It's just like, what?
All right, guys, let's get into enemies of progress. Go. So my first story, my first enemy is because, and I was made aware of because of our wonderful guest. The BBC is on fuckery. Big fuck. And the song, Do They Know It's Christmas Time, Band-Aid, Feed the World, all that good stuff, is getting a reboot, a re-celebration, even though it's absolutely a trashy song. Though I must admit... And inaccurate. Back in 1984, when it was out, I thought it was the best song ever because we were all brainwashed. We all sang along. Definitely. But then as you grow old and you realise this is a bunch of crap of nonsense propaganda and denigrating the souls of Africa and patronising and all that good stuff, we realised that song wasn't so great after all. However, Fuse, could you explain why you're so pissed? Why these are your
Putting
enemies?
words in your mouth and
I
everything.
swear, I did say I was pissed though, but I wasn't expecting to come on the show where we actually emphasise the level of pissed offness.
Yes.
That's funny because I've had to censor myself on so many other shows.
Not here.
Not here.
Oh
Feel
yeah,
free.
Let it out.
Feel safe.
oh yeah.
But this is in public, so be careful.
It lasts forever.
Bob, look at me. This message is for you.
Yes.
Now, for real, man, it's about time that we started to pull up these people on how they operate and execute these initiatives because it's causing more damage than good.
So give the backstory as to why.
So just to kind of give a quick summary, Bob Geldof has decided to release another version of Do They Know It's Christmas to mark the 40th anniversary, right?
Right.
10 years ago, he asked me to be a part of it, the 2014 version. And first when he asked, I was excited as an artist. But when I actually deeped it, I realized that actually this is the same initiative, this is the same campaign that made me not be proud of being African because of the kind of images that they had on the TV, the kind of lyrics that they were singing. So as an artist, it was kind of heartbreaking to think, oh shoot, like I'm gonna have to say no to this one. Like, you know, like sometimes like, okay, it's gonna be lit at that place, but no, you shouldn't go there. You just gotta listen to, do you know what I mean? And that's why I'm always guided by my purpose. Do you know what I mean? And my purpose has been to serve my people and to realign how the world sees Africans and how Africans see themselves.
Okay.
And what he did and what he's done over the past 40 years has not been aligned with what we do. So I had to say no to him. But before I said no, so actually I said no, then he called me.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Sir Bob?
He called me, right? So picked up the phone. Hi, Fuse, this is Bob. Like, I said, huh? Okay, cool. And I said to my manager, yo, come.
How did you get your number though?
I swear.
Imagine.
He didn't even ask me. Like,
I know.
He just called me.
You know,
They must have probably said to him, like, yeah, Fuse don't want to do it. I couldn't. Yeah, let me call him.
Let me talk to him.
Get it.
Yeah.
Called me. Cool. I was gassed though when they called me. Like, remember, I'm a new artist at this time. Bear in mind, 10 years ago. And I'm like, unfortunately, I can't be a part of this because my movement is Tina, this is New Africa, and it's about showing a positive portrayal of Africa. So unless you change the images that you put on the screen and also the lyrics, because I got sent the lyrics and a part of the lyric I'm reading, there's no peace and joy in Africa this Christmas.
Hey.
And then I said to him that it's untrue because I'm going there this December.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's very joyful.
Yeah.
No, my flight was already booked to that, do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, wait, what? It's actually, I can't be a part of this because it's not true. I'd be lying to be a part of this.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
told
And
him
that's the line that he had assigned for you as well.
Well, that's the line that stood out for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know which line he had assigned
Okay.
for me. But I think that was the line because when it actually premiered, it was Seal that was singing that line. Yo, it's so sad, you know. It's they use our own people, you know.
Let me not speak too much.
That's it. So,
Annoying.
so anyways, I was like, hey, you'd have to change that line.
Yeah.
And then also there's a part that says there's death in every tear. You have to change that one too. And just straight before I could even get into, you know, highlighting other lyrics, he's just like, okay, Fuse, listen, I've been doing this for over 30 years.
Oh, no.
I've never had to change for anyone, and I'm not about to change it now.
Oh.
Is that what he said?
Listen. And then do you know what he said after that? I'll see you tomorrow.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Wow.
He must not know you.
You said this is not censored, right? We said this is not censored.
Yes.
That's the
Really?
So
Oh
that's-
my
I'll see
God,
you
you're
tomorrow.
talking to Sir Bob Geldof.
And you're gassed.
I'm telling you how it goes, yeah? Not you little young whippersnapper. You're not telling
No,
me.
that was the energy.
Wow.
That was the
And he was like, I'll see you
I'll see you
tomorrow. Did he
tomorrow.
hang up?
See you
Bang.
tomorrow.
I don't remember
There's no
how
banging
it actually.
anymore,
I was
Did
just
you
in
laugh?
so much shock.
What did you do?
I just looked at my manager, like Mr. Hackett, like, is this guy serious?
Is he serious?
Wow.
Yeah. What?
You can
Just
see
on
me
that
next
alone,
year.
even if I was tempted, I would be like, I'm not going because
Like,
of that.
never ever.
Just because you did that.
Yeah, no, I was in shock. But yeah, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to be a part.
Yeah.
After it happened, did you get a
He
follow-up?
texted me.
Yeah.
On the
What, the
day?
day?
Where
Or
are
after?
you?
Say,
Text
where are
me
you?
on the day.
Oh, on the day that you should have been in the studio.
Yeah.
Text me on the day. There was a car outside waiting for me.
Ross.
Promise you
Look
this.
at that. Colonizing.
He
No, I
was
don't-
really not
I don't
listening.
like
I'm
it.
actually laughing. I'm smiling so much that you didn't go. I'm so
love
happy.
it.
No,
Crazy. There's a
seriously.
car waiting outside.
But this is
for
what
me.
I'm saying. Like, that is like a prime example of having integrity with
Yeah.
what you do. Do you know what I mean?
It's crazy,
You can
though.
still be successful and have your integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to compromise yourself to have a career.
But
in this
but
place.
let's not downplay it. It's a lot of pressure, and I
Yeah,
can
that
imagine
is pressure.
any new artist like them feeling like if I don't do this, like,
Yeah.
do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
because then you got other people also hearing about it. Oh yeah, we heard Fuse's car's outside. He's not going. Like, it was crazy.
Did it motivate anyone else not to go? that you know
I'm not sure
Okay.
if anybody knew that said no at the time.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But it did leak because I think he went to, I don't know how, but I heard him on Radio 1 talking about, Fuse said he wasn't going to come and be part of this.
Did he explain why?
He just made me look like I don't want to help my own people.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
Sometimes you're doing all the
Yeah.
initiative that you're
Yeah.
doing.
Geldof, are you okay?
So then BBC reached out to me to ask me why I don't want to be part of band.
Right.
Who did? Sorry, I missed that.
BBC Radio 1.
Okay.
Newsbeat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I tried my best to explain. Remember, it's all new in a sense that this is just coming from it not being aligned with what I do. Now I now need to make it make sense to the general public.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I
What
mean? Because
song-
people
so-
just don't get it. They're just thinking we're raising money for your people,
Yeah, why
and you don't
be
want to
it?
be a part of it.
Definitely. It's 2014.
And then
very different.
And another thing is, one of his angles was he was like, I got Angelique Kidjo,
Yeah.
you know, to be a part. He's just trying to let me know
Yeah.
that your people are doing it.
Yeah.
Like, why are you not? Why don't you want to be a part of this kind of thing, man? So,
How big were you? Like, what had both the
so
tracks come?
I was in
big
the
tunes?
charts. Like, I was in the Antenna was number 3 in the charts. Sam Smith was number 2. Do you know what I'm saying? Ed Sheeran was probably in the top 10 as well. One
Yeah.
Direction. Like, I'm in the midst of all of these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And he said to me, I have to be on the song because he feels like I'm the voice that can represent the Africans, the youth.
Voice of authenticity.
The youth, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong, but
No, he wasn't wrong, but
it's not. That's not
I
the
knew
way.
that the reason why I have this voice is because it comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just had to align with my people and not just think about, you know, the other side of, you know, networking with the industry heads. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'd rather really just, because I like my peace of mind. I like knowing I made a decision based on what I believed in, kind of thing. But for the flesh, it was a lot of pressure. But I had to tap deep into like the purpose and just be like, yeah, no, I just can't be a part of this.
Did people cuss you afterwards? Like, why did you, or did they?
Oh yeah,
what did
it was
say
crazy. Because remember, BBC now put out the interview with Bob, so now I'm getting mad comments.
Right.
Like everyone's just like, yeah, like, who is he? Who's Fuse ODG anyways? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so.
What about other artists?
Yeah.
Other artists, I don't remember any form of any support from. Everyone was just focused on raising money for the charity.
They're told, right?
They're doing the right thing as far as they're concerned. Do you know what I mean? So we decided that we need to find a way to explain it to people. So we did a Guardian piece.
Okay.
Right. So we actually sat down and we put our thoughts together and we wrote why we turned down Band Aid. And we explained to people that on the surface, yes, we're raising money in the short term to help a crisis, but what we're trying to do is position Africa as a place of investment, as a place of tourism, as a place where you can actually go for peace and joy. Because that's where I'm going for peace and joy. So we're more looking at the long term and not just like crippling the continent, you know, by stifling like economic growth, because people don't think about it. They just feel like if they give their £2, they could just move on with their life. You feel like you've done some good. Do you know what I mean? But really, when I was a child, those images really like took my sense of pride and identity. So that £2 was taking away another child's self-confidence and identity. So you're actually paying to destroy someone's dignity. And we tried to explain that in the article, and that was the most read article that week, and probably top 3 or top 5 read article that year. Because it sparked a different thought in people's minds that they never looked at it from that perspective before. Do you get it? So, but that article didn't go as viral as now, like with what's happening now, because right now there's a collective pride that's allowing people to understand where I'm coming from now. Because what I'm saying now is not different from what I said 10 years ago.
Absolutely. And because you were part of that shift with your music.
Of course, of course.
And it is definitely having that experience of not being fully, and everyone's variation of not being fully proud in some moments of being African because of the negative connotations. What was it like in the moment when you were kind of exploding with your music and being confident, like, it's Afrobeat and I'm going to push it out to an international audience? Were you aware of, like, were you pushing for change, or was it just, this is the music I'm going to do and I'm just going to see what happens?
To be honest, I just went back to Ghana to make music, and I wasn't making it for an international audience. I wasn't making it for Ghana. I was just, you know, I just went there and I saw how vibrant the music scene was. So I just wanted to make something for the people too, just something that made people move. Because I just thought the energy was just so nice. Because remember, I've been doing shows in London, underground shows in London, where if you step on someone's shoes, it's a madness. And I'm in Ghana, like, you step on someone's shoes and you hug. And I'm like, this is what I want. Like, these are the people that I want to make music for. So I fell in love with Ghana during that trip, and it made me fall back in love with myself, because I went to primary school in Ghana where you can actually hold someone's hand and cross the road. You know, but when I came here for secondary school, and you know, even when you're playing and you hold someone's hand by mistake, you know, you become that thing for that same week. You're like, you know, they'll call you gay. That whole week, like, do you know what I mean? Because, you know, you held someone's hand. I'm like, well, they'll just, that's my boy, like, do you know what I mean? So I got so I lost that love that I had in me for the man them. Do you know what I mean? Because of how, you know, how we were raised out here in London. That's really bad. But now because I've fallen back in love with myself, like, I could say to the man, like, I love you, like, I, you know, hug them, do you know what I mean? But some people are still suffering from that, you know, not being able to be affectionate with their people them.
How it is here.
But yeah, I think we missed my point because I was trying to.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But with the that article, please put it out again or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, make it into a TikTok or something. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think people need to hear it.
And so just going back to we had to do an article on The Guardian to kind of explain, and we explained it, that the long-term damage is a lot more detrimental than the short-term benefits, right? And a lot of people understood. But again, it was more like it kind of stayed in a certain world. Like if you know kind of thing. But this time round, it's just gone crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's because there's been solidarity and there's a sense of pride and there's a sense of understanding. As soon as I said Ed Sheeran just got behind it. Yeah. And he's just said, yeah, I'm with you. Like, he didn't even ask for my permission to use my vocals. And I was so shocked when Ed said that.
And I like the statement that he made as well, because obviously what you've been working on is teaching people and educating people about what has actually happened from Bob Geldof doing this so many years ago. And it is really rude of him to think that Africa is in the same place and it has this one connotation. Don't get me started on that shit. But I really appreciated, I saw an interview with you and you explained everything that happened, and you spoke about like how much Ghana has driven visas and how profitable it can be. Let's focus on that rather than us having, as you say, funding. That Ed Sheeran came out and he said that I didn't know before, but I've been educated. That's a testament to you and the things that you're telling people.
The difference that 10 years make is that the reality is we have seen the progression of the continent due to the sense of pride because of Afrobeats blowing up. Because of now, people are now proud of who they are. There's, we're just tapping back into who we truly are now. Growing up being African was not cool. And now, everyone's happy to be African because of what happened, the Afrobeat and this self-love revolution that we've all, that's really happening now. So because of that, Ed has seen it. He's seen the results of how we position Africa differently and the benefits of that. So a lot of people have seen it. So it's a lot more easier to explain it because we have evidence now. We know how much, we're now investing more money back into the continent ourselves. So there's more money flowing back into Africa than any aid.
Yes, exactly.
And that's just coming from us. That's just, and then that's just coming from us. You know what I'm saying? So there's facts to back it.
On top of that, just seeing the parallels, it's music as well. It's like, it isn't just Afrobeats, but that's a huge part of it. Being able to go into a club and listen to your music. When we were growing up, it was very different. It was only in the house. And when you went outside, there was no representation of Africa.
No. So it's just changed.
It means a lot that you'd have a song that is talking about there's no peace in Africa. They are starving. They don't understand Christmas.
There's no snow.
There's no snow.
And that's such misrepresentation. There's blatantly snow in certain parts of Africa. Like,
it's ridiculous.
We didn't understand how it's so annoying that you didn't understand how dangerous
every
those
lyric
were.
in that song is offensive to me. Every single lyric.
And we sung it with chest.
We did.
But it's crazy how everyone was just numb to it. But that's how good they've been with their system. So good. And now we're waking up. It's like, whoa, like it's looking a bit shaky right now, man. But we need to really maneuver this properly so everyone can wake up and we all just move together. Like, it's okay.
Has the BBC been in touch? Are they saying anything? Are they going to stop the documentary?
BBC Newsbeat has been in touch, Radio 1. But, BBC has so many different departments.
They do.
Yeah, I've even done BBC Africa. I did that yesterday. But no one's spoken about actually taking it down, but we want them to take it down. BBC, you need to take down that documentary and not air it because it's a dangerous documentary that's killed so many people's pride, and as a result of that, we've lost in our dignity, we've lost in revenue, and we've lost in developing the continent. We've lost so much that it's time to restore the continent in our pride, our dignity, and our money as well. So they need to take it down.
I know this is slightly...
And BBC, you've made so many mistakes in the past. Like, this is your time.
Right. You think they
can get one thing right? This is your time. This is your time.
I was going to say, I know this is slightly unrelated, but this is not the first time that you've been like the forefront of like a movement. Do you know what I mean? Because like I was really, really appreciated your stance on no bleaching creams in Ghana and taking down those billboards. And again, I'm just like, this is a testament. Like things can be done, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I saw a billboard in Ghana, and it was just like, it was Nivea.
Nivea.
Imagine, yeah.
Nivea.
I forgot.
Nivea.
Nivea.
It's easy to forget.
Yeah. I
remember bleaching cream. But
Because they got boycotted
Nivea.
because
It was
we
Nivea.
boycotted them because of this. But yeah.
It was
I knew there
Nivea.
bleaching cream,
I was shocked as well. There was Nivea because I was like, wow, like this is an international company in the motherland doing this to our people. You know, so the advert was a billboard and the woman was touching herself and the part that she touched was lighter, basically. So it was almost to say like, this is how you can transform your body. And I further researched, went on YouTube and saw an actual video advert.
I need a product that I can really trust to restore my skin's natural glow.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion containing unique berry extracts and UV protection to restore your natural glow and care for your skin.
Hello, here to pick up your sister? Mommy? Wow, such beautiful glowing skin.
Reveal your natural glow with Natural Fairness Body Lotion from Nivea.
In the advert, as the woman's touching herself, she's getting
light
lighter
across the body.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, yeah, nah, this can't happen. Like, you can do this outside of Africa, but you can't come here to Ghana. Like, I'm trying to get away from all of that. I've come to Ghana and I'm still faced with this. And the thing is that people were so numb to it because of how we've been raised as well in Ghana and across the continent. Because remember, anything that's a lighter hue, we give more respect to because, first of all, like, even just going to church, there's a white Jesus there.
Yeah.
So straight away, you know, we just think anything that's white is like a saint kind of thing. So in the traditional sense, anybody lighter, they get more love kind of thing. So it's just easy for people to just be like, yeah, let me just get a cream and, do you know what I mean? But again, we're living in a time where it's just good to just embrace who you are. Just embrace your skin. Do you know what I mean? And Nivea knows better than that as well, to know that, like, you advertising that and influencing the people to bleach their skin, it's just, again, detrimental to the people's sense of self-love.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I just said to, again, my manager, like, yo, we need to do a post about this. Everyone needs to know outside of Ghana that this is happening. Ghanaians need to know that this is happening because they're going past it and they're not seeing it.
Yeah.
But once I mentioned it, everyone was like, actually, that's true. Like, why are we allowing this to happen, you know, out here? And then everyone also that, you know, across London, America, like, there was a crazy outrage. Like, and what was crazy was that people were sending me billboards from other countries across Africa. But there's one here in Nigeria. There's one here in this country. And I'm like, oh, shoot, it's actually across the whole continent. They sat down, had a marketing meeting and put the budget aside and approved this campaign. Like, in Africa. Do you know what I mean? Like, so the system for us to hate ourselves and
it runs so deep.
It runs so deep.
And it's when you say, even like, we know there's a board that thinks about things, but just even you just saying that, I'm like, oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
they're
like,
sitting
people
down.
sat down
They
at the table
do.
and said,
And
you know what we should
Sitting
do?
Someone
down.
executed
And
it.
someone said
But
yes.
it's like it's all a chessboard, isn't it? There's so many steps that they take to demoralize us and dehumanize us, like in so many ways.
And that's it. That's
They're
what
gonna
it
get
is.
you here by making you putting out these images of Bob Geldof, you know, saving Africa. And then when you're in Africa, they're gonna put out images of you wanting to.
Listen, there's so many different areas.
Which they can't do in the UK. They can't have those products. They can't advertise those products in the same way. They can't use those chemicals as well. They can't do that.
Certain things they're just not allowed to use.
Exactly.
But they use it in Africa because they get away with it.
Yeah.
So as I've blasted it now, and people are going in their pages saying, take it down, take it down. People are now doing videos and flushing their products down the toilet. It was crazy. Crazy. Guess what? 2 days later, all the billboards came down.
Wow, 2 days.
Across the whole of the continent.
That is powerful.
They had that kind of... It was crazy. Like, yo. Brilliant. So they could have done that all this time. Like, they knew what they were doing 2 days later.
They always know what they're doing.
But that 2 days felt like 10 years because there was a lot happening. People were tagging them, like, if they were hot. Like, they were hot. They took everything down.
These people always know what they're doing. Always.
Yeah, no, they do. And it's crazy how people just forget, actually. It's like people actually forgot that that's Nivea. Like, and I'm sure that you're watching, you probably got Nivea in your bathroom right now, but
absolutely not.
Trust me, like.
I actually had forgotten why I don't use Nivea. But it's stayed with me. That's why I don't use Nivea.
This might have been 2014, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. It's a while ago, you know, yeah.
So tell us about SONA.
Oh, so SONA, we now feel like, we're at a stage where we want to know more about who we are because we've fallen back in love with ourselves. But there's no place to really learn. Do you know what I mean? So SONA's a platform that we've built, an app that we built that teaches Black history, African history, and languages in a gamified way.
Every year it's the same old story. Let's talk about Black history, but never Black glory. So our options are either trauma or slavery. And it's not that we don't appreciate the story told in roots, but how can you teach us about the African family tree and neglect to mention the fruits? So what about the ancient Africans who created medicines, navigations, or technology? Why don't they teach us about the Dogon tribes in Mali who show knowledge of advanced astronomy? Why haven't we ever read a piece of literature or fiction about Cheddar Man, one of the oldest skeletons discovered in Britain? He had blue eyes but dark skin pigment. So you can teach me about Pythagoras' theorem. What about the Ishango or Lobombo bones, the world's oldest mathematical instrument? Is it because it was invented by African women, the world's first mathematicians? Using the bones to track the lunar cycle in villages, they calculated time before your Rolex. So I don't mind talking about Black history, but let's not forget the Black literacy, Black ability, and Black dignity. Let's not reduce our history to the pain and fractured pieces. Black history is the history of our species, and no matter the colour of the skin on your face, we are all African, and there is only one human race.
But we're targeting the younger generation, the kids, because we feel like it's easier for them to learn than for adults to unlearn. But as parents or as adults, you can still learn from it because there's just so much that we haven't been taught. You know, we were never taught Black history the right way in school. And the reason why we built that app is because we've been complaining for so many years that, you know, Black history is only 1 month, and whenever they teach us Black history, it's about slavery. Anything that's positive, maybe we'll get some Martin Luther King or, do you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, we just thought we're just tired of complaining. Like, we need to be the solution to our problems. And yeah, we just partnered with a board of historians. Fiona's one of them, actually. Fiona from the Caribbean. We've got Robin Walker from the UK. We've got Dr. Anthony Browder from the US as well. He's like a serious historian and author. We've got Kojayanka from Ghana, who's also a serious author. We've got Nigel Stewart, who's actually the head of the curriculum. He heads up a company called Pan-African Thought. We've got Lavinia, who's the Black curriculum.
Oh, right. Okay.
And yeah, that's the board, actually. And those are the people that, you know, that we consult to kind of make sure that we're all aligned in terms of the curriculum that we're building.
And I like that you've got people from different
continents. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we really want it to be diverse. We want, because remember, we're doing something that's never been done before, in the sense of telling stories that's never been told before. So Fiona got so many stories from the Caribbean that hasn't been tapped into.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And she has access to different writers and historians who would be versed in that field. Mr. Yanka, who's in Ghana, would have, you know, historians and writers who are versed in that field, because there's so many different things that we haven't tapped into. But yeah, and yeah, that's how we put the curriculum together. Then we've got an amazing team of developers from Ghana who helped to build it. It comes with a card, actually. It comes with a prepaid card. So when a child learns, they'll unlock their pocket money.
I'm going to look for that app.
Is it out now? Yeah.
It's out now. It's out now.
How much is it?
It's called School of New Africa, SONA. It's $9.99 subscription service. Similar to Go Henry, but this time they're learning their history.
Okay.
And the languages that are on it,
So the language hasn't been unlocked yet. So you kind of unlock the missions as you go along.
Right.
But yeah, you guys should check it out, man. The stories are so interesting that I've learned so much from building this app, because I'm not a historian, you know, I'm just someone who's passionate about helping our people know who we are. But I've learned so much from the historians, and it's just been so many interesting stories in it. Did you know about the Lebombo bone? Actually, I always ask people, like, do you know about the Lebombo bone? No. So it's like a bone that was discovered 40,000 years ago. And the women of Congo, I think they're from Congo, they used it to track their menstrual cycle.
Oh, wow.
Like, yes, a bone, but they've marked it. They've carved it in a way where they're able to like track the lunar cycle. Like, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
And that became the basis of what mathematics is today. So African women actually invented mathematics.
Come on.
Of course now.
Like, it's crazy.
Come on, it makes sense. It makes sense.
You know, let it be know.
So we have it in us. Like, imagine our kids knowing this.
Yeah.
They would aspire to be like more things than, because we're not represented enough.
No.
So they need more representation. So we're telling these stories that they never knew that they were. It's in them. We just need to remind them. You know, then we can become the solutions to our problems.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So does this mean you're now a philanthropist, entrepreneur?
I'm just an artist who's passionate about serving his people.
Music is still coming.
My album I just finished my album.
Okay.
So I've got a song right now that I've just released called "We Know It's Christmas." Right.
I saw that. I thought it was a meme.
That I was watching. At the end of the interview, it had
We
the
Know
links
It's Christmas.
to that.
How does it go?
Love it.
The video's gonna come out like next week.
How does it go though?
How does it go?
Yes.
No, it's
Good one, I like it.
you need to check out.
Okay.
Yeah, but it starts to like, what a time. Everybody coming back home and losing their mind. Everything that we said in the dark is coming to light. All the blood and sacrifice to undo what them advertised. Now them used to be full of pride. I wish Mr. Garvey could see this. Come I could see this. I say like that kind of vibe.
Come on.
It feels like 6 March 57 is the remix. We know that is Christmas. We know that is Christmas. And I got the kids singing. It's the kids that are singing that part.
That needs to go big and fun that band.
So you've done the video already?
Yeah. It's gonna come out next week.
You know, if you said I haven't done it, I'd be like,
no,
I know. Don't worry, I thought that too.
The video is done. But we're still, you know, like strategizing, because right now we're having an important conversation around the whole thing, and we really just want to just take down that documentary, and we really want to just shift how people execute these charity initiatives.
Yeah. And just to be clear, Bob never ever got in touch with you again to apologise, to reason, to nothing.
Not since. There's a lot of stuff that he said to me that, like, we can never speak again. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm not surprised anyway. That was part of the empire. He's Bob, is he not? He's serving the empire.
And we're still waiting for him to comment, actually.
He's not.
Everyone's just on his back. I know how he is. He's stubborn. He's a stubborn guy. But he needs to change it or just scrap it.
Should just be scrapped.
Because to be fair, he doesn't need to do this.
He doesn't.
There's absolutely no reason. It's pure ego. Why he's doing this.
Like,
you know
every decade he has to do another. I was great. I did the biggest thing ever.
You know what I mean?
Look at what it got me. Look at what I've done.
Saved.
And imagine, like,
I saved.
For so long it was like, you're the poster child of charity. You're the guy. You're helping Africa, and it's a lie.
Yeah, it is. It's a massive lie.
It's a massive
Wow.
But yeah, so my album is finished.
Okay.
It's coming out on Independence Day.
Oh, well,
6th of March.
6th of March.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's one that needs to exist to kind of encapsulate the time that we're in. Do you know what I mean? So my first album was Tina, This Is New Africa. Second one was Nana, New African Nation. And then this one is Sona, Spirit of New Africa. And once this is done, I know that I served.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Does that mean you can turn ratchet for the next album?
You know what? I've been turning ratchet in between.
Talking about ratchet, how do you feel about Dirty December? Are you like because you're mainly based in Ghana, right?
Yeah.
So obviously the influx of the diaspora comes during that time. Like, do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? Do you think?
But Dirty December been Dirty in December before, like from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Way early, before all the hype. It's been that for Ghanaians. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because even though the message has been lost in terms of, coming back to coming to the motherland, people are just coming to get lit, which is fine. But once you actually touch down, there's a lot more things that you see that kind of change you, that transforms you. So I love it because, people actually get to, I feel like people discover themselves whilst they're there. And if you do get the chance to kind of do the, the Cape Coast and all the different things, it does help you kind of reset you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But I love it because it sparks conversations. Even if people meet and they fall in love, do you know what I mean? It's a nice story, to come back and actually share it. Like, oh, bro, you actually went on holiday, you met someone like in Ghana. Usually like poverty-stricken place. Like when people go out and they're telling these stories, that's how we change the narrative. Do you know what I mean? So it's you can come and get lit and just go out and just share the word. Like same way people go to Miami and spend like $10,000, you know what I'm saying, in a week. That's what we want for Ghana as well, rather than £2 a month, and that's why I always position it as a place of, tourism and place of, opportunities, and it's happening now.
What about the investment into it? Because we had this conversation as well about people coming in and saying, because I'm watching a lot of American blogs and platforms and saying, I've got property in Ghana, I'm investing in land in Ghana. Is there any kind of concern about people kind of not just investing and not really being mindful of the environment? And it's not just for America, it's like people that from the diaspora that just say, money's Ghana, the land in Ghana is cheap, we can build properties and we're going to make money, but then there's a lot that goes into doing
it's kind of complicated a bit because, and I feel like the government needs to step in to help navigate all of that, because what's happening is there's now an influx of people coming and doing their projects, and then the locals are now feeling like everything has gone up.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So there needs to be a way to navigate it, because even like Dubai has a system where you have to partner with a local in order to build anything.
That's really good.
Do you know what I mean? So the locals actually make money when other people are building, because you need to partner with one. So the government needs to kind of restructure everything. Yeah. Maybe he didn't expect things to move as fast as, but it's the first start. The first step is that people are coming back home and doing stuff. But it needs to be managed in a way where it's a partnership with the locals as well. Because there is an imbalance there, but that's our home issue that we need to solve. Do you know what I mean? And I say that because I feel like I'm wary about people going to tell our business. It's like your home issue is your home issue. We're going to deal with it as us. We're going to deal with it. And that's normal for any other country. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody has their different, like bribery and stuff like that. That's all of that's in Ghana, but that's in the UK too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But it needs to be dealt with by the locals. Like, we need to deal with it, kind of thing. So, but I'm sure that we'll be able to navigate at some point. But the answer needs to come from us, from these kind of conversations, and
I feel you have to be allowed to do that as well without external influences.
I just want it to be
or to stop the flow, because I think sometimes when things are booming, we start thinking of the negatives, and then that stops people from getting involved. No, because I'm going to be ruining stuff, so I'm not going to go. So it's like, I think in-house we sort it out.
There's a lot of work to be done, though.
There is. That's the thing.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot. It's a lot.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
Yeah. Definitely. But the thing is, it's a lot to be done. But my main takeaway from this is that the first point of reference in this battle is the psychological war, right? Once we win there, we can solve everything.
Absolutely. That's how they fucking got us.
No, that's how they got us in the first place.
And keep some of us.
And that's where we're at right now. It's a psychological war right now. Once we win, we would know that actually, like, we as black people across the diaspora, if we all linked up, it's power.
Honestly. 100%.
Like we can solve problems so quick.
All day.
Do you know what I mean? Because we're serving other people. The reason why we're serving other people because they raised us. So
no, it's true.
It's true.
They raised us. So now how do we unlearn? Like, but that's why we're starting with the kids.
I was about to say through SONA.
Yeah, that's why we're starting with the kids, with the app. Yeah, exactly. So they can understand that actually what. Because you know what? I realized that, my parents raised me, but getting older, I'm like, wait, like, how did they raise me? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I guess for them, they were just thinking about us surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is that. Different generations
You know what
have
I mean?
different problems.
So I'm hoping that our kids.
You schooled in Ghana from a young age, so I feel like that's a different type of mindset. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of saw both sides of the problem.
Yeah, but there's people that grew up in Ghana that are so like British right now because they just want to they just want to blend in and just find their path and just keep going.
So what do you think it is about you?
Assimilation.
So what do you think it is about you?
Honestly, I don't know. I just feel like God just carved my path for me to be like this. Because I've always kind of felt like I need to serve my community. Because I started by doing youth projects in Mitcham.
Yeah.
And in fact, it started with one of my college teachers giving us a task in college about us doing a project that we're passionate about. And I just wanted to do something that would benefit black people because I felt like, again, our portrayal in the media was so bad. So I did a documentary that created awareness of how black people are perceived in the media, especially teenagers.
Love it.
And through that, we realized that actually there's not much for young people to do. And that's why, you know, we get into madness. And then the little madness that we get into, they blow up in the media. So we decided to run a youth project and just be the example that the media's not showing.
Were you always resistant to the madness? Or did you ever get tempted?
I was never tempted because I almost got stabbed when I was in college. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
By another person who looked just like me.
Yeah.
But I guess I think I was too Ghanaian to even be tempted to even get into all of that. Remember, I did primary school in Ghana.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like my mum, the way that my parents raised me, like I just wanted to make them proud. That was that's the energy that I kind of carried. So yeah, I was always kind of passionate about serving my community. So we started a youth project, myself and Mr. Hackett, my manager. We grew up together actually.
You've not been together for time.
And
like a kind of partnership for
he
many years.
We grew up in Mitcham together.
And he's not Ghanaian, is he?
No, he's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Jamaican. So yeah, the youth project gave young people activities to do: music, dance, art, poetry, sports, and at the end would raise money for a charity in Ghana. And it was we partnered with our local church, and they had land in Ghana, and we started supporting a primary school that they had started.
Oh, wow.
Then we helped to maintain a primary school, and then when my music blew up, using my network, we built a secondary school.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Yeah. You're nice boy.
You're really are.
This is funny. You lot are funny.
A nice wife. She's done well.
It's funny.
And you managed to get married, and have kids.
I got a daughter now. Yeah, she 1 year.
Oh, congratulations!
Fun age.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a good age.
How did she change you?
How did she? In every way.
Yeah.
Like in every way, man. She's made me more. I know I was, bold before, but I'm like, I'm doing this for her. Like I want her. When she step out the house, I want her to be ready for this imbalanced world that we're in. I want her to be immune to it. Do you know what I mean? So definitely, like, she's got me fired up, like, because they're so pure and you just want to protect them. But you know that at some point, the world is going to try and tell them who they are, But so I have to tell her who she is every day. Do you know what I mean? And I'm hoping that the app, and I know the app, it has an affirmation tool as well, by the way.
Oh, wow.
So every day, she can tell herself who she is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm getting this app in a minute.
Honestly.
No, trust me, it's going to change everything. It's going to change everything.
Is there a bit that speaks to people that aren't really good at looking after their kids?
Listen, it's a tool. It's a tool to help the parents. It's a tool to help you out.
Because you're a present father, we have lots of conversations about parents that are not being able to parent.
Right.
Because I'm a present father.
I got that. I knew that's what she meant.
Because I'm a present father.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, because there's just lots of conversations. One of our stories is about TYRESE. There's just lots of conversations about the war between parents, like our co-parenting, absent fathers, and you're a very present father. So that was a very joke. But
I enjoy it as well. I took my time. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, is that word of advice?
No, well, I just wanted to kind of just feel ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to feel ready. I didn't want to, rush into anything.
What made you ready?
What made me ready? That's a good question. I just felt ready. I just felt ready, like, and I'm enjoying the whole process. Yeah. You know? So maybe it's a godly thing. Maybe God just decided, it's time.
This is the time now.
Yeah. It's time. So rah.
Are you planning to have more?
Oh yeah. Planning to have more, man. Yeah.
Bless you,
I have a lot of love to give, man. I feel like I want to have more kids, man. I want to have more kids.
Done. No, that's great.
So yeah,
what's happening with nanodolls as well?
So nanodolls, we're looking to expand. There was demand, you know, a lot of demand.
Please tell us what nanodolls. Did I know?
So nanodolls is black dolls, like it's like the equivalent of Barbie dolls, but this time black dolls. But they're based on historical figures. So we've got 5 of them at the moment in terms of the historical figures, and then there's stories about them. So one of them is based on CYNTHIA from Ghana. Another is based on Funmilayo Kuti. That's Fela Kuti's mum.
Wow.
Okay.
She was a very serious activist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Encouraged people in her school to speak their local language. Like the first woman to even drive in Nigeria. Oh, wow. Do you know what I mean? She's very she's the one that made Fela Kuti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then there's Miriam Makeba.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
From South Africa. And then there's Muya Nehanda from Zimbabwe. So she was a powerful woman who resisted the British who invaded Zimbabwe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she's known to be, she's so powerful that apparently she's appeared like 3 times in Zimbabwe's history, like in different forms.
Like the essence of the
Yeah. And she was like, people would come to her for like advice. She's moved mountains, like she super powerful. And then the 5th one is Nanny of the Maroon.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. So then, I even went to Moortown where she was buried. But Nanny of the Maroon, if you don't know her, she was taken from Ghana. And when they got to the Caribbean, she escaped. And then they went to the hills because they were used to that terrain.
Yeah.
And it was harder for, the invaders to get there. By the time they got there, they got killed off. Yeah. Eventually, they had to sign a peace treaty, because they were just killing them off every time. So they were the first people to gain independence even before Jamaica itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're still in Jamaica today.
Yeah.
And I kind of want people to understand that especially Ghanaians, to know that our people are over there because they still speak Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they say stuff that's so similar. They say like Radinya Kimpong. But we say Radinya Kopong.
There's a lot. This is the thing as well, which I'm glad that Fiona is working with you guys. Because there's she does this a lot on her page. There is a lot of language that is very similar to African culture.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing to understand.
Yeah. So none of those we're relaunching next year, because every time it comes on the market, it sells out quick.
Yeah, of course.
Sells out quick. Sales is crazy. And then for me as well, like, when we got into SONA, it just took so much of me. I'm like, we need to just, exactly. So, but next year, SONA's launched now, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have the CYNTHIA one, but I did want to keep on getting all
I know, it's exciting.
It was hard to find them. Yeah.
Now it's so expensive now, because it's just like, it's very rare to find another. But we're relaunching next year.
Okay.
So, and we'll add more to it as well. So, everything that's happening, it's crazy right now. I'm fighting everywhere right now.
Like, we're backing. We 100% back you. 100%.
Appreciate you, man.
We're so glad you came as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen, I had to come. Like, as soon as I heard about it, I'm like, yo, like, we need to make it.
Oh,
like,
bless you.
There's no way we can say, because you know what it is, I've been to the ITV, as soon as I saw you, I'm like, there's no way, like, this is like foundation, like, you know what I'm saying? So, so we had to come.
Appreciate you,
I'm
man.
glad we're here.
So give us again, where can we support SONA? How can we support SONA and everything you're doing?
Yes, so SONA, School of New Africa, the educational app that teaches Black history and African languages in a gamified way. You can download it now. It's a tool to build your child before the world tries to tear them down. So yeah, you can download it now and spread the word as well, man, because every parent needs this. Also, We Know It's Christmas is out now.
Yeah, man. Aunties remix coming soon.
And then BBC, you need to take down the documentary.
Take down the documentary.
We're doing on bad aid. Take it down right now.
Take it down. Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you for having me, man. I had a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, man.
Guess who my enemy of progress is?
Who?
Let me tell you. It is Candy's motherfucking Owen.
That bitch there.
That girl.
Who's surprised? She's always in the bin. She's always in the bin. This time, because my good friend and aunt, Tina knows.
She's a friend and she's your auntie.
She is my aunt.
Okay.
You can't tell me anything.
Our friend. Our auntie.
You cannot tell me anything. It's the truth, not Photoshop, not a lie, not fake news. She basically was forced to put a post up on her social media to make sure it's absolutely clear that Beyonce did not get paid to speak at Kamala Harris's rally. Right? Do you know what I mean? She was forced to do this because Candace Owens was spewing lies and false allegations that Beyonce was paid to do this. Yeah. It's out of order.
Where did she get her sources? Where did she cite her sources?
She hasn't cited her sources. She doesn't do that.
No.
She literally just said everybody that was on there, she said that they were paid. She said Beyonce was paid 10 million. She said Cardi B was paid 5 million. And Cardi B immediately said, hell fucking no, I didn't.
She did. And went on to say that actually I even paid for my own glam.
Exactly.
It was important to me that I was there.
And she paid for her flights and all that.
She paid for
and that's the thing, which is
she
similar.
doubled down though.
Well, Tina also said, Miss Tina,
Tina.
excuse me, sorry, because we're so familiar.
Hey.
Do you know what I mean? Miss Tina did say, like, same with Beyonce, essentially. She paid for her own glam, she done her own thing as well, kind of thing. I think it's out of order. Candice Owens needs to be stopped. She does.
Candy said that she ran ahead with this story because everybody else, bar Beyonce, said they didn't get paid. So she said, because Beyonce didn't say she didn't get paid herself, she got paid 10 million.
But Beyonce doesn't speak.
But also,
Beyonce doesn't come out and say shit.
Because, like, why pose it as she did? Why not? If you want to have a discussion, because first of all, what's your business? What are you discussing? What's the point of your intention of this discussion? What are you doing?
That
what's about
everybody
you?
that was speaking at the rally was paid. And that's why they were endorsing Kamala Harris. That's her point.
Rather than paying for positions like Elon Musk,
right?
Who's paid for a position.
I mean? Yeah. And did she go into the Republican side of things, or was she just talking about Democrats?
Of course, she's just talking about Democrats. Kind of thing.
She's not fair.
How dare she?
Just saying, exploring it for the conversation.
How dare she? She should not be speaking on Beyonce's name at all, kind of thing. She should not be, forcing Miss Tina to have to make a post to clarify these things. It's out of order.
It's basic.
I will not have it, Candice. I will not have it.
I just think it's so basic because, like, Candice, yes, she is a clout chaser. She's a clickbait bee, but I thought this was beneath her. This is actually scraping the barrel. I thought it was beneath her for this kind of low base. It's not even research, unfounded claims. I'm not saying she's anything better, but I just thought, why are you doing this? Because you're desperate for
when she was doing her resurgence tour.
Yeah,
you thought she was a better woman.
Well, when she was trying to be black.
Yeah, when she was back to being black for a second.
No, not even that. I just literally thought. I don't know, maybe I'm not taking enough notice of her, but I just thought, why would you? This is bollocks, it's shit. But yeah, and then she went on to then say, then she kind of like, well, actually, it's because why haven't they spoken about Diddy? Because Jay-Z was close to Diddy, and then she's also got more to add to it, because that's what she also wanted to throw in, just to make sure there was something. You know when someone's trying to throw all the mud and see what sticks? So she's just putting up any type of thing.
She's annoying.
She's an attention-seeking bitch. I can say that. I don't mind it.
Thank you. But either way, Beyonce is saying that she didn't get paid. Everybody is saying that they didn't get paid, Oprah included. So she doesn't really have a point.
No,
she never has a point.
She's just trying to get views and likes.
Boring.
That's it.
So basic.
It's annoying.
It's a weird position to take because
That's
I would
the point.
understand if she's like, the Democrats had $1 billion to spend on getting re-elected and I want to know how they fumbled
where the money went.
Yeah, exactly.
I could understand that.
Yeah.
That way, but to just be like all of the stars were paid like all of these millions, it's like why?
But that's my point. It's like it was, I don't know, really tacky and basic.
I just didn't trust her when she was going on black media. I knew she was going to default back to this.
We said it on this here show.
Yeah, this wasn't going to be she was never going to come back to black.
We actually said, why are people even letting her on?
She's no Amy Winehouse.
I think she definitely did gain a few more folks, but...
No.
You know, they're dim.
No. Because
she's
also
Kemi.
she's wherever,
That's who she is, and I said that too. She is
a Kemi, isn't she? Okay. Talking of dim people.
Oh.
TYRESE is back out here sending messages to his baby mothers.
Baby mama number 1 and 2. If you ain't learned already, I ain't giving you. Like I fought to earn this life, I'm gonna fight to keep it. Not giving it away to nobody. Ain't nobody gonna take this. I'm gonna shoot, stab, and kill over mine. And I'm gonna protect this bottom line at all cost. I've earned it, and I'm gonna protect it. I'm gonna protect it as hard as I've earned it. That goes for all my homies, anybody in my family, anybody I ever marry again. If you think I'm about to just give it to you after I worked this hard to get it, you definitely got me confused. You definitely got the wrong one.
Basically, he's saying that his money is his money and nobody better try and come for his money because he's worked damn hard for it. And he said to my baby mother number 1 and number 2, you are not going to take my money from me. I will protect it. I will shoot, stab, and kill to keep my money. If I was baby mum number 1 or number 2, I would say that was a threat.
I would say that was a threat.
It's also a threat to, in his words, whoever he marries next.
Yeah. Exactly.
He said that too.
That's and weird. Friends and family through them as well.
Yeah. Everybody
was like, you can't come and take my money. Are people really after TYRESE in this way?
And how much money does TYRESE really have anyway?
Not a lot.
No, that's what I mean.
Hasn't he been borrowing?
This is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. Oh,
but
yeah,
he did. He went through a stint. He's borrowing stuff, which is fine. Do you know what I mean? But you clearly don't have enough to maintain yourself. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, well, it's not really up to you, TYRESE. It's up to the courts.
To be fair.
Do you know what I mean? It's up to the law. And do you know what I mean? Maybe stop having baby mothers. Like, do you know
can we talk about it?
Choose better. Choose better. As it seems like every man and their child wants to advise women to choose better. How about TYRESE choose better?
Do better. Marry someone. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, keep a family together if you care so much.
I think this has been triggered by the fact that Norma, one of his baby mothers, has filed a defamation lawsuit.
Is that baby mother number 1?
Number 1, I think.
I think the 17-year-old daughter of mother. Yeah. And then Samantha has recently filed a lien against his Georgia home, claiming unpaid child support and legal fees. So if she's doing that, that means you're not paying what you said.
Right.
You're only going to pay.
She was the second one. Samantha was asking for more recently. Remember, he went off on that. And then I think she was awarded, but he did say at that time, what I'm paying her is what I'm paying her. So
it's not his choice. He thinks it's his choice. It isn't. It's the judges or the courts. He doesn't get to say.
He thinks he's in a film. Yeah. And he says, I'm not going to say that line. I'm not going to do that. You need to.
In it though, because she's asking for 20k a month. Because that's how much the child needs.
Yeah.
And he's like, there is no way, because even if we were together, 5k at the most I would have spent on you and this baby.
Is it
fair? Is it fair for her to be like, no, but I want 20?
It depends what she's using that for.
Exactly. It depends on schooling, like school fees, all these kind of things. I don't know. Does some of that money go to his college fund? Who knows? Like, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what they will do is they'll look at all of your expenses when you were together and what was the cost of things. They'll look at what it is now and they'll make judgments on it. So if she's awarded it, then clearly those numbers don't get plucked out of the sky. They don't. Do you know what I mean?
There is a big conversation about the unfairness and stuff. I mean,
You know what the thing is with that, yeah, it's just like that unfairness does not deter these men from doing this again and again and again. They like the unfairness.
Did you see the annoying post?
They like it.
Did you guys see the annoying post on Shade Bar?
No, which one?
So basically they had a post on, I think it was yesterday, and they were like, all these men have been done really bad. They've done really bad. They've lost so much in the divorce. And then they went on to name like about 50, so did I, about 15 footballers or something like that, might be exaggerated. And they were like, this one lost how many millions? That one lost how many millions? Oh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening is that they, like you said, they're getting caught. Some of them fuckeries, and then the court is deciding this is how much you must pay. It's not like the woman's going into their cash point and drawing out the money and just taking it. They have been awarded this.
And these are laws largely written by men, passed by men who are largely the judges, majority men who are lawyers.
But yet,
take it out with your fellow man.
And they blame us, and that's the part. That's a very important part. But they like to blame women. So you women are taken, but if the court is the court is the law. It's the law.
No, but they're shit pickers
as well.
That was a whole plethora of men that were shit.
But they did. What I noticed
you
as
went
well,
candy shopping and picked sweeties about.
They didn't talk about the women who have lost because that's you know what angle they were going for.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about Mary J. Blige. They didn't talk about Mel B. They didn't talk about these women who've lost millions
as well
and have to pay. They didn't talk about these women
because when it comes down to it, it's about the breadwinner. And you guys who don't like modern women, this is just what's going to happen. Pick a modern woman, then you won't be suffering because she's going to have her money, you're going to have yours, and you can match energies.
No, keep doing what you do, man. Keep doing what you're doing, Kings.
It was a sorry list, though. The amount that had gone into bankruptcy, I was like, you guys are sad.
Like, you got to think, you can do better.
I don't think been cut out when the money was running low. Like, let me get my
bit. They put Ryan Giggs on there.
They did. Ryan Giggs was on there. Hold on,
imagine Ryan Giggs being on the sorry list. He lost out.
Oh God!
And gained in other ways.
It's like she managed to get so much.
40 million.
Yeah, and I remember at the time because he was kind of like, why of all the hard work I've done, why is she taking so much? Not. Of all the women that you cheated, she deserves to. You start again.
So here's the list. Wait, here's the list. Thierry Henry, 10 million, right? And it was for causing mental struggles. Right. Emmanuel Ibowi, I can't say his last name, lost children and all properties in his divorce to his wife afterwards. Ryan Giggs paid £40 million to his wife, one for every woman that he cheated with. Louis Saha lost half his fortune to his wife. Fair. Wes Brown was bankrupt after he divorced. He was on £50,000 a week at Man United. David James lost everything after his wife divorced him and later auctioned off his belongings to pay money. Jamie Redknapp gave his wife an estimated 50 million, but they were married for
Louise Redknapp got 50 million?
They were married for a long time. And they were both coming up when they got married. So, you know, half and half. Come on now.
Yeah, because I remember her saying she did actually kind of give up her career.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
To
she
be
did.
a wag, like...
And also keep your penis
in your pants. They're not all dolly birds, though.
No, they're not. To be fair,
they're really not.
But
you know what I mean?
They're not.
But you need to protect your assets if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? But you can't be out here causing a ruckus in your relationship and think that you can get scot free. And also, it's not how it works.
Also, this undermining of cheating and what it does. Men really don't see cheating as a thing, but obviously women do. So there's a disconnect there. But the way that you hear men, like, it's just. I just did this.
Not all of them were cheaters.
No,
I think if I marry you and we build together, I deserve half. I don't care that you were going out and playing the football. I was either one in the home, doing your bookings, where I deserve half of the money as well. We were in this together.
Have you guys seen, like, Colleen Rooney, like, her documentary? Yeah. That woman works her arse off.
Even if she didn't have all those kids.
Even if she didn't have all those kids. Like, even if you take away, like, if her and Wayne ever get divorced, he better give her half.
Everything.
Yeah, because she works her arse off.
That's why they probably haven't.
Yeah, it's a long stuff. Wayne knows.
Wayne knows. Since 16, it's finished for you. You didn't have £1 without me.
Everything needs to go to her for what she's gone through.
An understanding of, like, what it is that women put in to these relationships. And it's not so frivolous just to say, it's nothing. You shouldn't take no money. I'm going to give you £3 a week. And you make that spread.
That's what TYRESE is off.
Basically, he's like, you make that spread, you make that last. And what they like is you coming cap in hand. Like, rather than it being demanded of them, they want to be able to, here, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
So they can control movements.
Yeah.
Well,
speaking of controlling movements. So my enemy this week, and they've been here very many times before, is the Biden administration and Western governments in general. So this very week, the Biden administration has, in Ukraine, they have launched long missile weapons, which are US funded. They're US, not even funded, sorry, they are US weapons. So that happened day before yesterday. And then today, the US have vetoed a call for ceasefire for in Gaza. So on one hand, they're funding weaponry, and there's not even, on both hands, I suppose, they're funding weaponry, but they are saying, you defend yourself, Ukraine. We're going to give you the weapons that you need to defend yourself. And on the other hand, they are saying, no, sorry, Gazans, unless you abide by our rules, we're not calling for a ceasefire. So my thing is that here we are in World War III, and who are holding all the pieces? The US government. Biden, even on his way out, he's still doing all of this shit. So I just want to know what you lot's get out plan is at this point, because there's a lot of shit happening all over the world.
Yeah, it's a bit precarious right now. And Putin's saying he's readjusting his nuclear policies at the moment. So he's lowering the threshold for when it's okay for them to release them.
Yeah. If they have heavy artillery landing into mass populated areas in Russia, then they are now able to fire nuclear missiles into the Ukraine. Where does it end?
Where does it end?
So you're going to be like, well, if you're going to destroy Russia, we're going to destroy you. Then other countries are going to be like, and then we're going to destroy you. And then we have no planet.
We have no planet.
Like, they're actually all insane. Like, everybody is mad. This is wild behaviour that's going on at this moment in time.
And having, people I'm seeing in the comments, people say, what's the point of the UN if the US can... Because 14 people voted for a ceasefire.
And then they vetoed.
Countries, and the USA vetoed.
And this is the 5th time they vetoed, by the way.
Exactly. How can one country run the thing like that?
Yeah, they're calling for it to be finished.
They've got the power of veto.
So anyone can do a veto, and once you veto it, basically it's null and void.
But
so there's only when I say anyone, there's 5.
They have more of a weight.
Yes, so there's 5 countries I think that hold the power of the veto, and it's the 5 countries that were influential in the whole ending of World War II. So US are one of them, the UK are another one. I think France. And I can't remember who else, but there's a few countries that hold this power to veto, but the US are the ones.
France, Russia, UK, America.
There we go. So it's the US that have used their veto in the last 40 years, even if you looked it up, more than any other country. And it's always to who they see as their ally. They use this power.
Man.
And so if you come along with the power to veto and you're like, we're vetoing it, none of the other...
No one else.
No.
Everybody else.
So it's not a democracy. Everyone can vote no. But everyone can say, let's have this vote. We cast this vote and we say, yes, it can be a majority. But if one of the people that hold the power to veto, one of the 5 who hold the power to veto come and say, no, we're vetoing this thing, that's it, it's done.
I just don't believe that if Russia or China vetoed against the interests of the US, that the US still ain't going to do their shit.
Of course they would.
Wild.
So the US have done...
What is the point of the
US have done a few of these things, because even in the invasion of Grenada, and I'll talk about it a bit, but even in the invasion of Grenada, the UN Security Council, they basically said that this is out of order and it goes against our policies. They did it nonetheless. They do this thing. What's also funny to me is that at the moment, they're all meeting in Rio de Janeiro for the G20 summit.
Okay.
And shall I tell you some of the things that they're discussing in the G20 summit, which is hilarious to me. So they're discussing social inclusion and the fight against hunger, energy transition and sustainable development in its social, economic and environmental aspects, and the reform of global governance institutions. So these are the things that they're discussing in the G20 summit, while simultaneously causing environmental harm on the world by all the bombs that they're dropping in all of these various places.
Yeah.
And causing hunger as well, because there's a famine in all of these countries as well.
But all these conferences are jolly anyway, because what really does get resolved.
I mean, if you think about Bob Geldof doing this whole Band-Aid in 40 years and focusing on Africa, you would think that he would be like, there is a new famine about to
taking place
in Gaza.
Exactly.
Let's put a spotlight on that.
Yeah.
If he was truly like a humanitarian.
Exactly.
To get his Sir title, that's what he would be doing.
Absolutely.
But he isn't.
When was the last time he was in Africa?
Who? Bob. Probably there all the time. Egypt, man.
I veto. Right, so guys, I'm wearing green in celebration of something called Wicked, the musical that's now on screen. It's amazing. I've seen it. It's joyful. It's amazing. It's brilliant. And big up a particular British lass called CYNTHIA ERIVO.
Yes.
Now you'd think her being a British lass, leading one of the biggest film adaptations from a stage musical, from a book that I love. Biggest film coming this year, one of them. You'd think that the UK press, being that she's a British lass, would be talking about her, would have her splashed across the front pages. The premiere was on Monday.
Yeah.
I was there. It was a spectacle. She had a beautiful dress. Her co-star, Ariana Grande, also legend in her own right, super pop star, she was there too. But you'd think, because Ariana's American, so you'd understand if Ariana was on the front pages of all her American newspapers, wouldn't you? And so to counter that, wouldn't you think in the UK, the British star leading the film, that the film is about her, you'd think she'd be on the front page of all the newspapers. Wouldn't you?
You would.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
Wouldn't you?
You'd only be right.
You'd only be right. But guess what? That did not happen. Every UK newspaper had a picture of Ariana Grande on the front. Now, I'd like to say and brag that I spoke to them both. I hosted a Q&A with them. Ariana's a pretty, cute little flower. Cynthia's a pretty, cute little flower. But the point of the matter is, if she was a white British girl, and we know this, she would have been on the front pages.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All of them. On her own.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't not one paper put Cynthia on.
And we understand that papers are struggling. I do understand that. And I guess there is probably, again, that round table discussion that they have with no blacks in the room and decide, well, you know, who are we going to go with? Who are we going to go with? No one knows. You could have done a double because Cynthia's dress on the premiere was amazing. She had this black dress with this gold leg out. Ariana looked sweet and beautiful, but at the same time, you could have at least put both of them on. If you really wanted to, like, we're not sure if people are going to go for it.
There's a whole thing about them both. So why not just use it?
Exactly.
The thing is, it's like, this is basically they're playing into rage bait.
They are.
That's all this is. Like, do you know what I mean? They weren't in the room saying who to choose. They were just like, no, we're picking Ariana because we're going to get hits on our website because Cynthia's not there. That was the strategy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
I agree. I think that was exactly.
Even when you're green, you're too black.
That was the decision. It was literally like, no, this is the pictures that we're all going from all angles of her.
Yeah.
We are picking her. This is it's a film with 2 stars.
Exactly.
We're only going with one.
Yeah.
And we're going with the white one. And let's see where the chips are going to fall. So people are going to be
people are going to be pissed off. Yeah. But you're also just playing into the fact that this is...
The next picture they post will be of someone else. And they'll say, Wicked star.
And
it'll be of a singer. It'll probably be Beyonce that they'll have on there saying, star of Wicked.
And the thing is, the film is... And Cynthia does an amazing job. Like, it's not even that she's not even good. There's no reason for that.
I mean, Cynthia...
she does an amazing job.
I haven't even seen it yet. I'm going to see it on Saturday. I cannot wait. I'm taking my daughter. I was about to say sister. I'm taking my daughter. I have been to see the play twice. I absolutely love it. And Cynthia is like such a blessing in general. Like, I'm so excited to watch it because I've seen her perform on, not live, but I've seen like video footage of her performing in Royal Albert Hall and all these different places. And her voice gives me chills. Yeah. She's amazing. And for her to have this role, it's so well deserved. But for them to fuck up like this, that they're trying it. Yeah. There's no reason for them. Having watched the film, how can you watch the film, do press on the film, and not give the woman her flowers? It's strategic.
And she's British.
It's the British part, but that's literally why I launched a British Blacklist, because it was always that, how are you not talking about the British people in the film, regardless of what colour they are? And that was the missing, glaring what's it called, omission of black stars from the UK. You're in a big mad film, and she is bigger than that.
The story is about her.
Basically.
The story is about her character.
This is the thing.
And it's not even like, it's in 2 parts. So the second part will focus on a bit more on Glinda, but at the moment, this is your star. This is a British
But
star.
if you think of Wicked as a tale, it is about her.
It is her story.
So it's like to have the supporting actress, co-star, but the support on everything, and she isn't British, is a travesty.
Yes.
I feel like there is definitely something against Cynthia. She is an undeniable talent, and if she even had a smidgen of deniability, they would really like her to be out of the industry. There's like a concerted effort to really downplay her talent and not give her her flowers. And I thought it was more African Americans because of whatever they say that she said at one stage about her. But now it just seems like it's everywhere in the press. Like there's a something like we're not going to celebrate this girl and she is phenomenal. And if it was somebody else, she would be heralded like this is the second coming. Yeah. She's a genius.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
But there's something against her.
This is the equivalent of them doing press on The Wizard of Oz, right? But they don't talk about Dorothy.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's it. Literally.
Yeah. I think she's Adele in her world, right? Do you know what I mean? She should be revered like Adele.
Absolutely.
Like, completely. And I feel like what message does this send for any British black talent? Like, you're not welcome here. That's what it's.
And you will not be celebrated.
Yeah, you will not. It doesn't
paper.
matter what you do. Doesn't matter what the level. To be fair, what this is really just saying, we don't like black women. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, globally, like, it just feels like that is the sentiment. We don't like you, so we're not going to celebrate you.
And it's like you said, though, it's more disgusting because she is British, because on their whole tour of everywhere they've been, this has not been the response.
Yeah.
In fact, it's very much about the two of them and their bond together and, you know, them even down to just their glam and their you know, the couture that they're wearing.
Which is also part of the strategy, I think, because of the kind of like basically the backlash, the potential backlash that was. So it's a better strategy to have them together and be the best of friends, whether it's real or not or whatever, that kind of thing. But to have that is a better image than having Cynthia on her own.
Yes.
Even though she's the lead.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. That even though she is the best of the best of the best in a film that she is leading on, she still needs a white woman to support her to get any sort of press. And even in the country that you were born in, you still don't get any coverage. That is insane.
It's disgusting.
Like, you hate us, basically.
No, but they do. Do you remember when Wicked had an all black? The two characters in. I'm talking about Wicked in
West
UK.
End.
West End. There was 2 black leads, and there was a bit of an uproar about that.
They always get stressed. They always get stressed when there's black leads on their favoured plays. But guys, I'd absolutely, especially if you love musicals, it's a spectacle on screen. It's amazing. It's just like a big, old, joyful moment. And Cynthia does very good. And this is her moment, and it shouldn't be stolen from her. In speaking to her, like, there's a lot of emotion there because it is that moment of like, there may be a misunderstanding, misconception, misinterpretation of things she said or how she comes across. But then, and as you said, this is Elphaba this is her journey, this is her story. And it so mirrors that. But she's bigger than a character. She's a human being who's having to evolve in the public eye. And how dare you guys ignore her? How dare the British press ignore her?
Makes me even more sick when I think about it. Do you know it was filmed here?
Yeah, it was filmed.
It was made at Sky Studios in Elm Street.
It's kind of like a British film.
It's a British, Bumper Clark film.
Yeah. It's a lot.
You know, it had local crew.
You don't have to tell me twice, man. You don't have to tell me.
It's
fucking hate us, man.
It's disgraceful. It's actually disgusting. But also, yes, this is the press. And when people talk about like newspapers dying and it's like, oh, it's a dying art, I want them all to perish. I can't wait for the day when it's a relic in the past because they're shit here. Our press is terrible.
Yeah, press is terrible.
Agreed.
But it's just digital now. It's the same thing. Like, it's not like, regardless, like, they're not doing. The newspapers is almost like just because they have to, almost like, do you know what I mean? Like, everything is digital, so they're just rage baiting us,
which they won't. But then that's why they're more of our platforms need to exist in whichever form, whether it's online video, whether it's a media platform like my own. Just got to keep talking about it and celebrate it. But we shouldn't have to be. It's not even begging for it. It's just like, do right. It's just the logistics of what it is. A film is out. The lead is from UK. She should be everywhere.
What's your best thoughts on the Oscars?
She'd been nominated before for Harriet, so she could.
Yeah, but look what she was nominated for.
For Harriet.
Yeah.
They always say you can be nominated for a slave, can't you? But not a free
slave
person.
or a gangster or whore.
That's it.
Yeah, but I mean,
victim.
There's some. It depends, but
the only reason why I'm saying it is because it will be a travesty if she gets the nomination. If Ariana gets the nomination and she's overlooked again. Then
they're in different categories, though. They've got
it will be. They will be support. I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Not correcting, just enhancing.
They'll be in different categories, but I do think, or even if like best song or whatever it is, if they don't get
like
a nomination,
they did Ryan Gosling over
right?
Margot Robbie for Barbie.
Yeah. They're ridiculous.
But you know, I don't know. You never know what way it's going to go, but
I don't think it's going to go in her favour because I think there's a concerted effort. So it's something. There's something, and I hope one that, dude, it's so evident that there is. And I feel like she would say it herself.
Yeah. No, I'm not disputing you. I'm saying I'm talking about with this moment. It could be the moment because she does do very well, and so far the ratings have been. This is the best. Aside from her moment in Colour Purple, but unfortunately, whatever happened or was said or misunderstood or misinterpreted happened during that run. So that's what kind of took her off her pedestal. At this moment, this is, if people are real, this is the moment that should be pivotal. So it just depends on the fallout. That's what I'm not disputing.
But I'm saying we've seen it. Evidently, it's not because she didn't make any covers. And it's like it's not in an isolation. The Oscars is also about marketing. And is she marketable? Is she going to be celebrated if we give her the Oscar? This is a moment you would be seeing it. You'd be like, well, she can't get covers in her own country. I think it's things like that. It's like, we've got to be real about this. It's a business.
I wouldn't ever underestimate the ability to humble a black woman.
Yes.
Like, I just would never underestimate that.
I'm
not saying that you are. I'm just saying, like, just part of the conversation. Do you know what I mean? I just think, like, I don't know. I just wouldn't get our hopes up.
No, there is no.
Do you know what I mean?
Not at all.
But I wouldn't shit on it either. I'm just not sure. Sometimes they play
and also
games.
the other thing is just like, why do we care about the Oscars so much? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that needs to go. We need to like really retrain ourselves. Like, that is not the epitome. It's not the be all and end all. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, like, it's nice. It's almost like a nice to have if she can, but like, it's not everything.
It isn't, but I think for me, it's definitely not everything. But I just feel like when they're playing these games, it's a way of them shitting on you again.
Yeah.
That part. It's not even like she deserves more than an Oscar because she's amazing. But it's just them. It's another way of them manipulating the vision of you. You know, I hate that. I hate that power they have.
I just feel like it's like, don't give them the power, innit?
It's
a nothing.
No, I feel you. But then also it does mean something because you get more jobs.
She's the problem. She's where she's at.
Yeah, like, she works.
How can she not get more jobs anyway? She is.
Also,
but they've even if you talk about the jobs that she's had though, like she's not had some of the jobs that she should have. Because I've seen her in some things and I'm like, you're better than this. Like, she's clearly better than everybody that's in the cast with her.
She's so great. I hate that there's so many people that are just like, why does Cynthia have this job?
She's
amazing. Phenomenal. Like, literally, like, she's a generational voice. Like, so just because you guys don't like her, she shouldn't get any work.
It's wild. It's wild. And to me, she's the sweetest bubs. Like, she's just so sweet. My interaction with her.
What was it like interviewing them?
Just really nice. I did the Q&A. I was actually nervous. I don't always get nervous for Q&As.
Did you wear pink or green?
I didn't. I wore green. I wore like a greeny brown African print dress.
Excellent.
It was good. I spoke to John, the director, Cynthia, Ariana, and Mark, the producer, who's been with the project from day one. And he initially, when he read the book, he wanted to make it a film. And when I read the book, I saw it as a film before it became a musical.
Before the musical.
I got the book. My daughter's primary school had a book club, and I bought the book because I loved the fact that it was an evolution of an expansion of Oz. And that's what drew me in. The book is thick, it's dense, and it wasn't anything that I expected. It's actually one of my favorite books of all time. It's so good for me, my taste. So I was already thinking, this could be an amazing film. So I think that you girls surprised me on one of my birthdays because I went on about Wicked so much. So when it was a musical. So that's all of my backstory. But he was saying that he wanted it to be a film, and then it became a stage. Then he came back to the film. It was really nice interview.
But them two, because everyone wants to know, because like we've seen all the interviews. Do you know what I mean? Them giggling, holding hands, and all that kind of stuff. Was it like that? When
I didn't. I didn't go down that route because when I'm doing Q&As, it's one to make sure that everyone gets a fair chance to speak, and I'm also thinking about what haven't they done, what haven't they said. So I kind of honed in on their craft, and I didn't ask them specifically a question about each other just because
as in their friendship question.
Yeah, because I
think what I want to know is, okay, I understand the route that you took in your interview technique, but did you sense like the bond between them?
And I think it's real. Let me relax because I don't know them, and they are brilliant actresses, both of them. So, but in seeing them, there is a closeness and a real like, I'm here for you and I trust you and you trust me. And it's like a real, when they're saying they found a sisterhood within each other, I saw that. I didn't see it as contrived. I didn't see it as fake. I didn't see it was turned on for the cameras. Because there was moments when we were behind the scenes and they were just like talking normally and interacting normally and going off to talk to people and coming back together. And they're in synergy.
I saw Cynthia say in an interview that Ariana edited, cut together all the vocal stuff. So when they were training and thinking about which way to sing things, like she would sing it, she'd send Ariana her vocals like on tape or something. She would listen to it and she'd like help her. They'd help each other.
Yeah.
So work it out.
Yeah.
But it's like it's very nice to sell. I think if I had more time and maybe if I'd done a joint junket with them, that's where I would have got into that more because it is about trust. And I think definitely it is a good one for sisterhood and women's friendship because there's always that negative narrative about women that can't get on and actresses are bitchy and they're all clawing for the attention and the limelight. But there's a care and duty of care for both of them. I think on screen, when we were waiting in the premiere, they played What's Going On Outside, and Clara Amfo, wonderful host that she is, she was speaking to them as they were all coming through. And there was a moment when Cynthia and Ariana were with the fans and it's raining and Ariana's holding the umbrella over Cynthia while Cynthia's fixing a fan's makeup or something. And like, we know that there are people that turn it on for the cameras, but it just seems like a natural gesture. There's something that they have that's naturally caring for each other. If they're faking it, then get the Oscars. Because,
do you think, so basically Cynthia's safe? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Because it's sometimes like if you're in that space and you're on that train and you're with these people, you don't know if our people are safe. Yeah. Did it seem like she was safe?
Yeah. I didn't feel worried for her in this space. It's more concern about how she's being treated by the outside world. For me, in that space, they're looked after. She's looked after. I don't see her looking left alone or feeling like, I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but then just for my small moment of visualising them in that space or seeing them in that space. But yeah, I'm more concerned about how people treat her on the outside and how she feels about herself. And if she's, imposter syndrome and all that stuff is real. And I just don't want, I care about all the black women, especially that come through my path.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you have a special insight. And as black women, we can go into a room with another black woman and just feel the temperature. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you was privy to that. You was that interaction, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. Yeah. So
she's spoken about it very favourably as a process, and she has spoken about them in quite like detail as well. I was watching her and just like how their voices meshed and their processes. You know, she's very good and considered when she's talking.
She is.
That's why I hate that people have like taken things that she said the wrong way. Because I think if you really listen to her, she is a thorough artist. And we should be like, that's what you want.
We should be in awe of her.
Yes.
Because people like her come around once in a blue moon.
Precisely.
And she's so super, absolutely. She's so super talented and genuine in her talent as well.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for her.
But yeah, definitely that, like...
I can't wait for my daughter to see her in Wicked. I can't
wait. And it's like, because when I did the junket today with her... And bless her, because we were given Junket Life 4 minutes. And then she's like, it's finished. She's like, no, I'm comfortable. I want to talk to her some more. So she gave me more time. And it's like, you can tell we've known each other for ages.
You should have led with that.
How long did you get?
Because I know. I don't even know. We just started talking. So
I can't believe they give you guys 4 minutes. Like, what the hell is that?
It's
conveyor belt.
Yeah.
But 4 minutes though, what can you actually get?
You can. It's usually 4 minutes, 7 minutes. Sometimes the bigger the platform, you can get more. I probably could have asked for more, but just in timings. But 4 minutes, you can get some key, and you just start to become adept
as well, and what you
ask and what you want to get out of it. Know your platform, know what you want to get out from them. But you can get something significant. And when you think about when you go through YouTube and you're looking at people's interviews, you might not pay attention to a longer one just because you're trying to get through to them, depending. So then
and also it's clips as well, right? Do you know what I mean? So everything now is like 30 seconds, 1 minute. Yeah. So you need to be so targeted.
And they've got to.
That's what I hate.
Oh really?
I hate that
Junkets.
People's talent has turned into a 30-second soundbite.
Yeah,
I hate that. I love actually, especially with Cynthia. When she gets to really sit down with somebody, it's usually like The Guardian or Vogue, and she really goes through her journey as an artist. I love watching that. That's the meat of the art than a clip. But I understand media serves different purposes. I just think, and knowing you and what you can get out of a really good interview with somebody, it's like...
For me, that's timing and resources. I've had some benefits of doing that. But also they have those days, and it is, sometimes if you're in, say this is a European junket, then the world's press will be in that, and they've got to sit through that for the whole day. So it's a lot. But
that's why it's nice when something stands out for them.
Yeah, yeah.
And they really, resonate with the person that they're talking to.
Where they start laughing.
Yeah, me too.
We had some good ones with piano lesson guys as well.
Yeah.
But,
I saw that. Yeah, that was fun.
And my point, what I was saying was that she had, there was a Coco magazine, so big up Selena who runs Coco magazine. She had, she does usually gets someone in, a little kid in to come. It was a young girl. Yeah. She was so cute and stylish. She had her hair done, and she had this these leather gloves.
Excuse me, I'm just going to put it out there. You could have had Egypt doing that shit.
I don't.
Type of godmother are you?
I don't.
She follows us,
Yeah, Coco would be good. We talk to Selena.
No, I'm talking for the British Blacklist.
The girl had fingerless gloves with diamantes and rhinestones on it, and she was so cute. I think she was about 8.
Was she in green or?
She had a pink dress on, and she was going to ask her questions. Very cute.
I love that.
And that's the thing. This is what's important. And big up Selena for doing that, because they had that moment with Halle Berry for a little bit.
Yeah, that was lovely.
And that went viral, and then that was a really beautiful moment. And again, Cynthia seeing someone that's looking up to her.
I love that.
Me too.
So fuck you, press.
Assholes.
Do we have time for more, or are we going to wrap?
I think we're going to wrap.
Alrighty, guys. What else do we need to do? You need to like, comment, and subscribe. You need to
sign up for our party.
Yes.
You need to buy tickets for...
Not buy.
Labyrinth.
Oh, that for that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Labyrinth is going to be at Kempire on the 8th of December.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to our party. It's like we have 2 weekends of stuff.
I know.
Yeah, it's
great.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's our show. Keep safe and enemy-free. Lots of love, hugs, and good vibes from your favourite auntie.
Aunties.
Bye.
Bye now.